Restaurants that don't adopt AI are gonna lose business to the ones that do. And I've tested AI across different parts of all 12 of my restaurants. Now, when it's used properly, it doesn't replace people, it just removes the boring stuff that's slowing you down. Today, I'll show you the best AI tools and real case uses that actually help you run your restaurant more efficiently and grow profit without adding payroll. Let's start off with an easy one, using AI for writing and content creation. So what should you use AI for? Let's keep it easy and just go with a job description. 30 seconds instead of racking your brain for 30 minutes with writer's block of, is this sound good or is this professional enough? Just put what you need in it, say, hey, here's the type of job I'm looking for, give me an appropriate job description for this job board, and boom, there you go. Or training documents. Now, if this had been just 5 years ago, you would need to hire a technical writer, someone steeped in the knowledge of how to write a manual. You don't need to do that anymore. Social captions, emails, promos, they're all done quite easily when you use an AI model. So if that feels overwhelming though of where to start, I get it, there is no shortage of AI models, so let's break down the ones that you're gonna use. ChatGPT from OpenAI. You've probably heard people say, oh, I'm using ChatGPT. Of course, this is the one most people know. And it is the Swiss Army knife of AI, to be clear. And GPT runs on GPT models. Now, when you are in ChatGPT, if you just ask questions like it's Google, it'll give you answers. You have the ability inside ChatGPT to make custom GPTs. You can load in your core values, load in your mission statement, load in everything about you. So when it answers questions, it has a pre-frame of what you are and what you're seeking to do. That's what makes ChatGPT strong. Along with that, GPT has a whole ecosystem of plugins, which are very advantageous. So if you want the easy answer, yes, ChatGPT, as we stand in this spring of 2026, is your go-to. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you the weaknesses. It is not the best writing tool. Ever notice how it always compliments you as the first thing?
Wow, that's such a great question. Let's get an answer.
And then the answer is very performative, filled with way too many hyphens. But when you send out a message with a ton of hyphens in it, it screams, I use GPT to write this. I didn't write it. So don't rely solely on GPT for writing without any post edit. But at $20 a month, this is a great assistant to what you need to get done. Now let's talk about another AI model, the one I'm digging, loving, and enjoying thoroughly right now, and that's my boy Claude. And the strength of Claude, let's be super clear, is writing. Built by Anthropic, this model is all about writing in your voice. And compared to all the other AI models, Claude sounds supernatural. Barely any post-revision needed. So when drafting marketing copy, menu descriptions, or when you're going to do a detailed analysis of something that you want a Google Doc or a Google Sheet to be created as a result of your work, Claude's your boy, because it's going to create it seamlessly once you have a Google Drive integration, which is extremely easy to set up with Claude. So again, I could just walk around the restaurant, say this task, this task, this task, got to get this done, got to get this done, and boom, I got a whole Google Sheet detailing where it's at or where it's going. Like I spent hours creating it, all with pivot tables and formulas if I wanted to. And the difference between that and GPT is it can handle very long documents without losing the thread, while GPT will have the tendency to start over its thought process. Now, here's a weakness though, that image creation that GPT could do, Claude does not. It sucks at images. So let's say you have a t-shirt idea, you have some idea, you want to give it to your graphic designer of what they're going to make for when they print your t-shirts, and you want to give them a good solid base, GPT is your friend. Claude's not going to do that. And oh, what was that? Another nugget of an idea? Yes, you're welcome. Come up with t-shirt ideas and merch ideas, and instead of saying, I want to do this and this, and then going back and forth with an artist for hours, you spend the time to get it exactly what you want it to be, or at least 80% of the way there, and then hand it off to an artist who can then just refine it from there and save yourself a ton of time and even more money. Now, Gemini. Now, if your whole life and ecosystem lives in Drive, Gemini is a viable product because not only does it integrate, it just is that. So you're already working in the ecosystem. It is very good with number-heavy workloads. So if you want to take your PMITS report, export it to a CSV file in Sheets, and then have it analyzed by something, Gemini is a great tool for that. But let me be clear, I would warn, do that same thing in Claude and see which results you prefer, because Claude is also exceptional at analyzing data, especially the more higher end models that take more time and are more thoughtful in their answers. And if you're like, what do you mean by models? I'm saying when you log into Claude, you'll have all these versions of Claude that all do different levels of thought for different price points, mind you. And if you choose one of the more advanced models, more thoughtful, you get more thoughtful results. Gemini doesn't do that. GPT has 3, 4, 4.5, and it's always growing. But when it comes to writing in your voice, Gemini ain't your Huckleberry. And lastly, there's Perplexity. Now, there's no shortage of other AI, but Perplexity is kind of the all-encompassing AI. Perplexity is excellent for citing sources and then coming up with real answers based on current info. So, if you want to detail an amalgamation of Twitter conspiracy theories and have a resource to back up you're crazy, Perplexity's your boy.
Matt, half the employees in this building have been made up. This office is a goddamn ghost town.
But it's not going to write something as well as Claude would. Use it for market research or fact checking. Now, let me caution future version of you watching this, because this is 2026. Where we're at now is going to progress. So look at the scene and use AI maybe even to see, hey, how does this information from early 2026 compare to where we are now? Because this is moving rapidly. Because the advantage is not the tool is the advantage. And knowing how to use AI properly is what it's all about. So which one should you use? Use multiple and see which one you like the most, and then which one you're going to keep in your back pocket for extenuating circumstances. Because they are way cheaper than hiring someone on payroll. But here is the key to get the most out of it. Context super matters. Bad prompts, bad output. Hey, GPT, write me a social media post about Italian food. It'll say, Mamma mia, paisan, you gotta try this Italian food from your restaurant. And it's gonna be super generic and super basic and super lame. Instead, hey GPT, I need an Instagram caption for my fine dining restaurant steeped in experience, Prossimo Ristorante, located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want you in this caption to reference the video of us making pasta tableside to then give the feel of this is something you can experience yourself, and I want it to appeal to 25 to 45-year-old females. That's going to give it the context needed to produce the proper result. Now, even better, if this was a GPT and you did it only in the GPT of your restaurant, it would know your social brand voice already. If you were doing it in Claude, it would also know that if you continued it in the same chat with a prompt at the top explaining who you are and what you're seeking to accomplish in this chat. A chat is a thread that you continue progressing on throughout your AI journey of that one task. So how are you going to implement it this week? Start with your training documents or whatever you currently have, upload it and say, refine this. See if it gives you more descriptions, more context for what you're already using for training. If you don't have one for training, start there. That is the best use of AI today, is to have your training documents tighter and more robust and easier to read. From there, you can move to job descriptions, social media, and then email content, all of those readily available when you use AI. Now, if you want to see the full tech stack of how I'm using AI along with everything else in my tech ecosystem for all my 12 restaurants, then watch this video next. The link is in the description. Now let's talk about another way you're going to use AI to create peace in your life and to talk to your customer, and that is review responses. Now, you should respond to all reviews, all of them, every Google one, TripAdvisor, Yelp, even the ones on DoorDash and your third-party delivery. Here's the catch. Sometimes that sucks. Sometimes someone has a really long review and it hurts you to respond. If you're then having to generate a response late on a Sunday night, I've been there, I know it is not ideal, but you got to do it. So let AI help you. And that is to give it the prompt of the host method. Hear them out, offer a comp, solve the problem, thank the customer. So you're going to put this prompt into your AI model. Hey, this is going to be a review response chat. For every response given, I want you to follow the host method, i.e., I want you to hear out and validate all the concerns of this customer, and then offer a comp of the food that they then had an issue with. Say, hey, I need the last four of your credit card so I can email you and give you your money back. Additionally, I want to look into the problem that occurred here so I can solve it and address it with my staff, be it look it on cameras or have a staff meeting. And also, thank you for bringing it to my attention so I could do something about it. Now, take this framework and apply it to any negative review I give you in this chat. Then load the negative review and then pop, and it just will produce the response. Look at the response, and if it writes too corporate, has hyphens, has something you don't like, say, hey, for all responses in the future, don't do that. Do this. Also use my email. Here's my name. And boom, you got something producing solid responses on your behalf. Now, I still advise you should take those responses and put them into Word or some other text document and revise it further so you have some humanity behind it. But the drudgery of creating something from nothing late on a Sunday night, like I described previously, is no longer the case because you have an assistant helping you write these responses in your voice with the goal and intent to save this customer relationship. Now, if this feels overwhelming in the slightest, or you're like, okay, that's great for this, but my problem is this over here. Well, book a 90-day restaurant review call where we are going to pre-research your brand with fresh human eyes, looking at everything you're doing online right now and get you more revenue immediately. Let's talk about another way you could use AI videos. Now, an AI video is obviously an AI video. It's scary, some of the ones that aren't as obvious, but what I want you to do is make obvious ones. Whether it's an Italian restaurant that has talking pasta, or you could have an image of yourself doing something on the football field like the big game. Have fun with it. Say, hey, come up with some joke ideas for me, and then execute those. And if you're like, well, I don't know how to do the proper prompt for this video to get the intended result, use AI. Because when you just say, hey, here's what I want to get to, what should I say to then get that result? You could say that in GPT or Claude, load it into one of these video models, and it will produce a significantly better result. Now, a lot of them kind of have weird names. So here's one, Predis AI, solid video model. You type in keywords about what you got going on and boom, it'll spit out captions and video ready for social. You've probably seen Sora AI in certain videos, maybe on TikTok or Instagram. You could use that. You could use Artlist to then use all these different models as well. They all have subscriptions. They all have different pricing models, whether it's how much you use it or singular to each model. So mess around, see which ones you like, see which output you prefer, and then go in with one of them. Now, what if you have existing content and you just want to clip it down, like you were on a podcast in your local community and you want to use that for videos? Well, you can just go to Video, Opus, or even CapCut, load the video, and it will automatically produce all sorts of different little clip nuggies that you could post based upon when you are the most animated in that video. And it does a pretty good job of knowing which ones are good to use. Because TikTok wants you loading 3 videos a day for it to reward you. Instagram, about 2. That's their baseline. So when you see people that are blowing up on those channels, it's typically because they are loading good content more often. And if you want better marketing strategies beyond just this, watch this video next. The link is in the description. Now, let's talk about another way you could be using AI, and that is answering your phones. There are no shortage of companies coming out of the woodwork that want to answer your phone using AI. These are all very interesting, and they do essentially the same thing, which is either having a voice model or even your voice answering no shortage of questions. Now, here's how it works good and here's how it works bad. It can upsell better than a poorly trained staff. It could then say, hey, would you like to add this to it? What about this? If you give it all sorts of different scenarios, it could then have those scenarios in their back pocket ready to handle it. Like, hey, how do I get to your location? And it will give detailed directions. That's a win. Here's where it's not a win. If you are a white glove high-end restaurant or seeking to be a white glove style restaurant that tends to the proclivities of your customer base, well, if you have some old lady who calls in with a random problem and she can't get the right answer, she's going to be angry because you know who likes to talk to real people? The people who avoided going online and called the restaurant. And if those people still get a robot, they're going to be mad. Now, if you could pull a fast one on most people and it's like,
I didn't even know that wasn't a human.
cool, but it's a little inauthentic. I prefer this approach. If you are a turn and burn restaurant who's just looking to do speed and you need to save a body and you live in a very high cost labor area, this makes all the sense in the world. I would answer the phone like this. Hey, I'm an AI model. Let's be super clear, but I'm not a dummy. I can answer damn near every question, so shoot. What do you got? And let's get you some food tonight, and I'm stoked to have you here with us. Do it in a very human way and see where that goes. Because what you don't want is to take a frustrated caller and make them more frustrated. Here's the other negative. The AI, as of today, still has a little lag time, and that little lag time is a telltale that this is not a human, i.e., hi. Thanks for calling Tom's Burgers. What can I get started for you today? Okay, well, I'll have a double cheeseburger. Double cheeseburger. Sure thing. Let me get that going. That little bit of lag is just enough to know, that ain't real. And that is going to cause you some frustrations. And again, I would never use it at a fine dining restaurant. Hi, I'm looking to reserve the private room for my daughter's rehearsal dinner for her wedding. Rehearsal dinner. Sure thing. Let's get you on the calendar. That is not a time I want to rely on a robot. I want to have some, oh, wow, your daughter's getting married. That's fantastic. When's the special day? And that has to be human. And some of the phone models that you could be using are Loman AI, Kia AI, Voice Plug AI, and again, they all can sound human. And case use number 5, which is data analysis. Now, I mentioned this previously, but let's really talk about it. Export your POS reports, load them into one of the AI models with a question, or just say, hey, tell me what you're noticing. Because sometimes it's hard to make sense of it. Sometimes it's hard to see anomalies. But if you say, hey, here's all of our sales data, what are you seeing? And might just say, this is an underperforming menu item. It is not doing nearly what this one's doing. You should consider removing it. And it could give you that feedback without you having to be the one to analyze it, because this could be your analysis assistant. You can ask it questions like, hey, what are my slowest hours and what do you suggest I do about it? Based upon all this labor I just uploaded, where should I cut or add labor? Based upon all this food cost analysis and my recipes being uploaded into you, which menu items should I push harder and which one should I focus more on my menu? Even where am I over-indexed on food cost? You have the potential to do that with an AI model. AI can process all this information and give you a summary of suggestions and analysis. And there's no way you come out of that exercise worse for the journey, because you're probably not the type of person who likes to analyze spreadsheets. And the beautiful thing about this situation is the fresh eyes approach of a disinterested third party, i.e. a robot. Now, I really dig AI. It's made my life a lot easier. That's why I've created my own power-ups. Inside the Unsliced Restaurant System, we have power-ups that use AI for specific tools, whether it's creating an organizational chart that's super obvious and easy so everyone in your restaurant knows exactly who to report to in any given scenario, or how to craft the best ad for marketing yourself online to get the best possible candidates to apply for you and only you, and even power-ups on how to identify the best ideal customer for your unique restaurant brand, and then a whole marketing strategy built around it, curated specifically to your location, your brand, your style of restaurant, and everything that you do so it matches, and they can tell you exactly what to do and when. Those AI models you couldn't just get off the shelf. I've worked and created them over thousands of hours to make sure they're curated to be restaurant specific and not open source. Because here's another big difference between AI models. Everything you do on GPT is essentially out in the ether for the world to use. Maybe not your name, but you're not really in control of it. With Anthropic, which is Claude, it's held inside of Claude. It's not being utilized outwardly. And that's why any AI model that you use, especially if you're giving proprietary information, you want to know if it's going to an open source or if it's keeping it closed in. Another power up I'm a big fan of is loading in existing recipe cards or creating them from nothing, and then giving what your menu price should be and your exact food cost in a very easy to understand PDF. Now, this works great for operations. And if food cost is still confusing to you at this point in the game, you should watch this video next. The link's in the description. Because AI can remove ambiguity, save time, clean up processes, and make you more efficient. But it can't replace a real holistic system. And that's why the Unsliced Restaurant System is a holistic look at not only being the best owner up here, but also functionally when you're typing and on the line, and the tonality and leadership it takes to make sure your staff is dialed in to work for you and specifically only you. And if that sounds remotely interesting, which come on, you're still here, of course it is. Book a 90-day restaurant review call. We will analyze your brand with human eyes, tell you your inefficiencies, and get you to the promised land in 90 days or less, whether you use us or not. But I'll tell you this, it's a lot easier with us. Link is in the description, and I'll see you on the next one.